Welcome to Module 7, UDL Lesson Design, Putting It All Together, Practical Applications of UDL. In this session, you will identify a previous, current, or future lesson and modify its goal, methods, materials, and assessments to be reflective of UDL practices. UDL utilizes three guiding principles: multiple means of engagement, multiple means of representation, and multiple means of action and expression. We will utilize the guiding principles to implement UDL practices. We discussed learner profiles and classroom snapshots. Variability is the rule, not the exception. Students don't have to do the same things at the same time. All students can work towards the same goals and grade level standards, and all students will become expert learners if barriers are removed in our goals, methods, materials, and assessments. During our training sessions, we worked within this social studies goal. Students will understand the key events leading to World War II and write a report summarizing their findings. We identified the barriers within that goal and implemented the guiding principles to make it a UDL goal. Students will explore the causes of World War II using various resources and demonstrate their understanding through an approved format of their choice, while relating these events to modern-day conflicts or issues. After revising our goal, we then moved into the methods section. The traditional methods were teacher lectures and students reading textbooks and writing reports. The UDL methods we identified were watching documentaries, listening to podcasts, or reading articles about the events. We also decided to engage the students by incorporating group discussions, debates, or collaborative activities. Interactive timelines, primary source documents, or virtual simulations were also utilized to enhance the learning. We addressed the barriers in the methods by offering multiple instructional methods, which engage students with varied preferences and learning needs, which foster a deeper understanding. After revising the methods, we moved into the materials section. The current materials were textbook chapters and a list of key events. The UDL materials we identified included providing digital versions, including text-to-speech or audio recordings for students who had reading difficulties. The use of multimedia, such as infographics, videos, and/or interactive maps, were identified as well. Allowing students to access materials in formats that best suit their learning preference was key. By providing varied materials, this ensured that students with different abilities and learning preferences could access the content meaningfully. We then created UDL assessments. The current assessment were students writing reports summarizing the key events leading to World War II. The UDL assessments included students writing reports, creating a video presentation, developing an infographic, or presenting their findings orally, providing choice boards, allowing students to select how they will demonstrate their understanding, and using peer assessments and self-reflections as part of the assessment process. Flexible assessments allowed students to express their knowledge in ways that match their strengths, reducing stress and increasing their engagement. Let's reflect. How can you adjust your lesson goal to make it more flexible and inclusive? What new methods could you introduce to engage more learners? How can you provide more accessible and varied materials? What assessment options can you offer to allow students to demonstrate their understanding in multiple ways? Before we begin, what challenges do you anticipate when modifying your lesson for UDL? How do you think these changes will impact your students' engagement and success? What additional resources or supports would you need to implement UDL effectively in your classroom? UDL offers a flexible, inclusive approach to lesson planning that supports the variability of all learners. By modifying goals, methods, materials, and assessments, teachers can create learning environments that reduce barriers and increase student engagement. Small modifications using UDL principles can have a big impact on students' access to learning and their ability to demonstrate understanding. Now it's your turn. Review the lesson plan you have used during the previous modules. Identify the barriers in your lesson with the 3 UDL principles in mind, as well as your learner profiles, classroom snapshots, goals, methods, materials, and assessments. Feel free to use this template. You may click the link to the template, or you may find it in the file section. Revise your lesson plan for flexibility and reduce the barriers. This is the assignment for this module. Please complete it before your specialist visits your school. Be sure you have completed all module requirements. The next module will not open until all of the requirements of this module are complete. This includes your content page, discussions, assignments, and quizzes. Here are a few resources that will assist you with your lesson design. Please feel free to utilize these references to assist you with UDL lesson planning.